We thank God for how He saw us through last week, and we thank Him for the joy and the blessing of this week. This week, our deliberation is around the word responsibility. The Bible teaches us that right is always right and wrong is always wrong, regardless of who the parties may be that are involved. It is also the general counsel of the scriptures that each one of us must take responsibility for his own action. So, what is responsibility? According to the Oxford English Dictionary, responsibility is having a duty to deal with or having control over. Each one of us, by the mere virtue of our position in our families, in our places of work, in our social cycles, in our communities, each one of us has a responsibility. Even if we don't have anything else to do, in a community, we all have the responsibility of being a good team player so that the ethos of the community or the ethos of that place of work would be realized, and so that the targets of that community or that place of work will be achieved. In the Bible, we have examples of people whom God gave specific responsibilities at specific times. For example, Noah was given the responsibility of building an ark, and God gave him specific instructions. One of the instructions is that God said to Noah, when you build the ark, take the animals 2 by 2 into the ark. Noah could have said, okay, I will take the animals 2 by 2, but because I love cats so much, I will take about 4 or 6 cats because I just love being around cats. I just love them. They are my best pets. That wouldn't have been what God told him to do. Another example is Joseph. God told Joseph to take Mary and the baby Jesus far away into Egypt. Joseph could have reasoned with himself and maybe argued with God or pleaded with God to say, God, let me keep the baby, and I will make sure that the house is guarded, that nobody will be able to come in and take him and harm him or kill him. That wouldn't have been what God asked him to do. So, my brother, my sister, do you have a responsibility that God has given you? As it is said in English, does the onus lie on you to do certain things, to carry out certain responsibilities? Whatever it is that God has asked you to do, it may not be popular, it may not be convenient, but if God has given you that responsibility, please go ahead and carry out that responsibility. All you have is the backing of God. All you need is the backing of God, and God will give you that backing. If God gives you a responsibility, He gives you the backing for it. Remember, all you have to do is to carry God along. Listen to the counsel of God through the scriptures. Listen to the counsel of other people who you love, who love you, who you trust in making the right decisions as you carry out that responsibility. But don't shirk the responsibility. Don't delay carrying out, the responsibility. Don't pass the responsibility on to other people to do, to another person to do. If God has asked you to do it, do it. Because you have a duty to do it. Let's listen to 2 verses of scriptures. In Romans chapter 14, verse 12, it reads, so then, each of us shall give account of himself to God. That responsibility that God has placed on you, that onus that is on you to do certain things, do it as God has asked you to do it, because you are going to give an account to God with regards to that responsibility. Another scripture is in Hebrews chapter 4, verse 13. It reads, there is no creature hidden from His sight, but all things are naked and open to the eyes of him to whom we must give an account. It's just straightforward. You have a responsibility. You will have to give an account. With that responsibility comes the backing of God. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Don't be lazy. And if it requires, say, resources or something, don't be stingy towards God. Carry out that responsibility because you will give an account to God. But the other side of it is that God is always very pleased when we carry out the responsibilities He has given us, especially if it is under pressing situation. Especially if it is under a situation where we have to make a lot of sacrifices to carry out that responsibility. And guess what? It has its own reward. God bless you this week as you go ahead and carry out that responsibility that God has placed on you.